go.
It
Like
says
we're in a
we're
racetrack.
live.
Did we do it?
I think
I don't
we
know.
did
It
the
says
thing.
live.
We did the thing.
I didn't
hit
do
the
shit.
thing. Oh, look at that. We did it.
All right. Go team.
Everyone made
Alright.
it home safely.
Yeah, I made it all of 4 minutes down the road.
Some people didn't even make it.
Yeah, there was a big influx of that this year.
Oh, no. It was only like 3 people. That's not a big influx.
Did
Last
anyone get?
year, I don't know if there have been any though the last few years.
Oh, there's usually a couple.
Yeah, there's usually a few. Did anyone try to come home and they wouldn't let them? They got stuck in your country. Did you kidnap anybody from up here?
As far as I know, no.
No. There's a
I
couple
haven't
that you
heard
could keep.
anybody say. I haven't heard anybody say I'm coming back to Moncton. I need a place to crash.
And a league to bowl on.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, it was a weird one sitting home watching this tournament after being there for so many years. It's I did enjoy it. I gotta say, I kind of did enjoy the coverage. I thought the coverage was phenomenal. All right, probably the best coverage we've ever had in that tournament.
Yeah. What was there? They were. Listen, I can't remember who it was. Somebody came in the bowling alley. They said, "Where am I?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "There's like 12 cameras going all at once. Like, who's watching? What am I watching?" I'm like, "Hey, man, it's the way of the world. It's just everybody's got a phone. Everybody's recording. Everybody's got people who want to watch."
You're like, there's 80 people watching this one. There's 62 watching that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Why isn't this pausing? Thank you.
Trying to watch Smack.
Okay.
You're trying to watch Raw, are you?
No, I'm not trying to. It's just popping up on my feed. In case you're not watching, Dominic and John Cena apparently is a thing tonight.
Aw, no spoilers, man.
It already happened, so technically it's not a spoiler.
Yes, it is because I haven't watched it yet.
Grand Slam champion.
I thought you were just
Oh.
watching it.
No, I turned it off because we're doing this.
Oh, fuck me then, I guess.
God, what a dummy. Yeah, no, I figured that was happening because they were saying they were going to give him the belt, which makes me think that Sheamus is going to be Cena's last opponent because then Sheamus becomes the Intercontinental Champion, which he always wanted to be. So it's kind of comes, and then he can give the belt to Sheamus, and then Sheamus can be the one to retire him. But
I'm just
we'll
pulling
see.
up the standings and stuff from this past week.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Rippin' the Rack podcast, episode number 167. I am your host, John Steiner, and we got a lot to talk about today. As you guys all know, we just had the World Championships just last week, and we also had the Ladies Can-Ams up there in Nova Scotia. We'll be touching on that briefly as well. I believe Calvin has all the stats ready to go for that tournament.
That I do.
I think I do too somewhere. Definitely saved that. But before we begin, let's introduce the crew. On the top right from the looks of it tonight, we have the one and only Adam Schefter of Candlepin Bowling.
Max Schefter. Upstairs, I was allowed in the house. I'm not in the basement anymore. And I'm ready to talk about the Worlds. And I got 3 letters for you guys. CPL, baby. That's what I'm going to say for now.
On the bottom, he is the bottom left, I should say. He is the king of the north, one Calvin Locke.
Shut up. Can we mute Josh Daly? I can't
already?
stand this guy. I can't stand him already.
Oh,
Can we just
that's
mute
right.
him?
Oh, this guy right here?
Yeah, that guy. Can we mute him? Yeah, I can't stand that guy. But hello, everybody. As you could tell, I have no voice. Lots of screaming and hollering throughout the week. And, nice and dry here in Canada, so it's not getting any better.
And on the bottom right, he is the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine. He is the one and only Coastal Crusader, Brian Atherton.
What's going on, everybody? We talk about some worlds. We had some big strings thrown. Calvin stayed out of the hospital. I had one of my predictions right. It was a good week.
Nobody went to the hospital this week, right? Pretty sure.
I don't think so.
There you go.
That's
It's
good.
been a good week to go. It's like free. Isn't it free? Isn't it free to go to all your hospitals anyways?
Oh yeah.
Well, for
I mean,
Americans,
Shit.
it was free to go to your hospital too, but I just had to go through my Canadian insurance, so it was
That's
great.
good. Good news. Good news that we stayed out of the hospital this time. Proud of you,
Yeah,
bud.
yeah. I had my surgeon on hand at the bowling alley every day. She took care of me. She fixed my nails up. She cleaned me up. It was good.
All right. Where do you guys want to get started? Want to get started on how the world's played out? You want to go over stats?
We can do that. We could do whatever.
Let's just kind of go through it
Monday.
through the round robin and then work our way through the playoffs.
should we start with a knockout?
Oh yeah, the singles.
The singles knockout. Yes, we can do that.
Nobody had this guy on their bingo card. Troy Fournier. Congratulations, buddy. That
Yes,
was
sir.
a hell of a run. Hell of a run. I can't remember. Somebody posted it earlier. Can't remember. It was like 128 or something to 117 in the finals, I think.
It's close, yeah.
I thought when Mike made the 3-2, I thought he was going to start a comeback there.
I know.
Yeah. Just a little too late. Yeah, beat Mike Brown in the finals. I know Mike Brown beat
He
Mark
ran a
Webber.
gauntlet, didn't he?
I don't know. I know he beat Weber in the semis. And who did Troy
He beat Hollett, right? I believe.
Did he? I'm not
I
sure.
thought so.
I didn't see it. Nobody posted. Well, let's first talk a little bit about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because as most people know, there you go. Thank you, Anthony. 120 to 115. Usually the singles goes after the round robin is over. It goes, one shift bowls and then another shift bowls. Apparently, nobody decided to do that, so they put both shifts on the lanes, and then everybody stood there going, "Okay, well, are we actually like, are we going 5 boxes at a time? Are we doing all 10 like we're supposed to? What is going on?" And then once we started, half the lanes were doing 5 and 5, and half the lanes were doing 10 at a time. So it was it seems to be like of a Canadian tradition that it's just a clusterfuck every time it comes here, and people are trying to run it, and it just doesn't work right. It ended up getting worked out. I kind of like it that way. I like that the first round or even the first 2 rounds, I like that it goes 5 and 5 so that you're not burning yourself out real quick, and that way I think that preserves it a little, and it gives a little more competition come the finals, because that way, I looked at some of the scores, and aside from Matt Cormier and Nate LeBlanc, when they went like 156 to 148, there's always, and I think except for me and Chris Ryder last year, where it went 129 to 128, there's usually one guy who's like 105 or 112 or 100 even. Like I think one score I saw Mike Hall beat Bobby Witt. It was 184 to 104 or something like that. Like there's always just one guy who's completely burnt out because he went through a little gauntlet. So I like that the first 2 rounds you go 5 and then you sit, and then 5 and then you sit. Like it's good that way. I think they should keep it that way. And then once you get to the quarterfinals or the semifinals, then you go everybody bowls, everybody bowls, everybody bowls.
And it's nonstop.
So, yeah, it's nonstop. Like I like that. And plus, you don't have to wait for that next shift to get started. You don't have to call the lanes out for the next shift. You just go 5 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5, and then you get 2 rounds done in one. So you save that extra, say, 20 minutes or whatever. So
Yeah, that seems like a good plan. I like that one.
yeah, I like that way. And they also did it a little differently. They didn't do it bracket style. They did it a reseeding, which I think should be the way it goes anyways. I think it should always have been that way. But I know they usually do it bracket style. But I think you should do reseeding. The one seed should always have that advantage. They got that advantage, even though, as we all know, the top 32 doesn't make a difference because I don't even remember the last time a one seed actually won the whole thing.
Or get out of the first round.
Or a lot of them get out of the
Yeah.
first round. So, it's a couple of those situations that I think it helps. I think you should reseed. That one seed should get the advantage. They should be able to play the lower seeds every time. But that also takes a little bit of time to get going.
You know who the 3 bottom seeds were this year?
I know one was Chris Merrill.
Chris Merrill, Danny Harris, Charlie Collins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are your bottom 3 seeds. So if you were fortunate enough to finish top 3, you get to face one of those guys.
Charlie actually ended up 4th because I bowled him first round. He had the higher single. There was he tied.
He tied
Yeah.
with Jay Cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right that tournament is a make it in, and then the seeds don't mean shit. It means nothing.
No.
It
Exactly.
just, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I get your point about the reseeding, but again, it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I get it.
No.
6'10"? 6'10" was that the cut?
6'10" was the cut. Yeah, and Merrill was the only one because there was one. Garrett Martin, I think, was 609.
Garrett Martin 609, Bobby Kite 608, a couple 607s, Adam Monson and Nate LeBlanc. Yeah, a lot of guys were close. A lot of guys probably went to bed that night thinking about that one mark,
Or that one mate.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions here, all from Wayne from the looks of it. Is fingernail length actually a thing for bowlers? Calvin, you can probably attest to this.
For me, yes. The way and surprisingly, it wasn't even my finger that I actually had to go to the hospital for. It was my pinky this year because I tried to change my style so that I didn't get my finger blistered and ended up getting my other finger blistered. So the way I snapped the ball off my fingers, I put a lot of I don't know, like emphasis on the last 2 fingers. So these 2 here. So they are the ones that are usually pushed up. So I have to clip my nails nice and short. And in the inside, I need to have them away from my skin, basically. So it may be just for me, but a lot of people have different things. A lot of people have calluses on the tip of their fingers. A lot of people get those as well, the ones that are right there, because
I get them on the side of my ring finger quite a bit.
Yeah, the side of your fingers, depending on how you throw the ball. So
yeah.
Another one here. Calvin, the pins at Fairlane seem to slide a lot. Is that typical?
Yes and no. A lot, I wouldn't say, but they usually do slide, a fair amount if you hit them a certain way. And I found they were a little sloppier than normal, but they were indicative of fair lanes in general. The first 1 to 12 lanes are tough, and 13 to 24 aren't as tough, but still tough. You're still not going to get many favorable breaks in the head pin. You may get a little extra side action. I have found over the last 3 or 4 weeks that just inside the 2 and 3 pin is the best way to go because you can break up the 4 horsemen a lot easier. And the outside of the 2 and 3 pin are as well just as good because you can, if you throw a little spinny ball with a little bit of a speed behind it, you can break up a lot of stuff. And I saw a lot of backdoor strikes.
Hey, MTNT legend Chris Hollett told me one day that he's only aiming for the inside of the 2 or 3 pin. He's not even looking at the head pin necessarily. He's just trying to throw the ball on the inside of that 2 pin or the inside of that 3 pin or anywhere in between, and he's happy, right? Because that's a good ball, right? That's a good ball. You're trying to hit a candle pin that's that wide. So if you give yourself a little bit more of a pocket like that, you know what I mean? It kind of makes it psychologically a little easier to throw it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Especially with that side spin, if you get inside that 2 or 3 pin, yeah, you're looking at like 7 or 8 every time.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to tell you what it looks like from the outside. Like this year, watching the pin action on stream, which was really cool, seeing the pins up close. You know, because you usually see it from the bowler's point of view. There's so much more to it than just the pins that come off or out of the gutters and knock over other pins. It's like it'll take a simple 2-in-1, and then a pin that would normally just fall down and get sucked up in the gutter at a normal lane in the US. It comes out and it becomes part of the shot. Like it goes up against a pin or it turns and
It
it
almost
makes
glides.
like, what's that?
It almost glides once it hits the
It
gutter.
it doesn't just stop in the gutter. You know, they're not really flat. I would say they're almost like I don't know
slightly
what the right
indented. Yeah.
Yeah, indented towards the center. So a lot of times you would see wood on both sides of the lane coming at each other, meeting in the middle, turning, right? And then a shot is just a totally different shot now than it was if they had to cut over the pins or make the shot clean. So I just saw a ton of that. And then if it was a lot of it, like if you hit your objects or if you put it in the pocket of where you needed to hit that spare, it was just blown up. Like the wood was everywhere. So yeah, no, that makes a big difference. Big difference.
Yeah, really does.
Kind of cover this a little bit. Can you comment on the pin action generally during Worlds? Which we basically kind of covered that for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, there was a fairly good pin action. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think I looked at it, and Academy was high pinfall, and they only averaged 619, I think, for the week. So I mean, which is good, but you know, for the Worlds, and that's the best team all week. That's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, only 4 teams averaged over 600 on those lane conditions. You know,
Yeah,
you can just see the numbers year to year kind of coming down there a little bit, but yeah, the lowest team was 545. It was Oakland Park, and I think they even got help out from somebody who jumped in. I think Corey Emerson, is that his name?
Yeah,
he was just there to help out, right? Because a couple other guys got turned around. So who knows how low that would have been. But then 555, 560s, a lot of 560s and 70s. And then, 4 teams over 600. 3 of them are on the right side.
We can go over the final standings at least, and then we can kind of expand from there in terms of playoffs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
On the left side, we'll start with the winners of the division, Drywall Concepts, with 62 points. Just below them in second place came Fenway Academy, 61 points, so they missed the bye by 1 point. A Plus had 52 points. They were the 3 seed. Kingswood Bulletproof had 51 points. They were the 4 seed. And Canada 5 squeezing in the 5th seed with 50 points. And then from there, 6th place was Maria's with 48. 7th was Team USA with 48. 8th place was Birchall's Siding with 42. 9th place was Stars and Strikes with 35. 10th place was Wreck and Roll 264 with 32. 10th place was Mass Holes with 31. And then 12th place was Grapham Flooring with 16. And on the right side, number 1 seed was Exeter or Lucky Strike with 77 points. 2nd seed was Academy Lanes with 76 points. Both buys came in within 1 point.
Yeah, and Exeter got that on the very last match. swept all 8 from Academy
That's right. I heard about that.
to take it by a pin or by a point.
Third
crazy.
place was Outlaw Rides with 58 points.
Yeah,
Fourth
we
place,
did.
yeah, you did. Fourth place was CPL with 48 points. Fifth place, there you go, Mac. Fifth place was Able Evolve with 47. Sixth place was Bayes Road with 42. Seventh place was New England Flooring with 39. Eighth place was Hatchet Men with 34. Ninth place was Harry All Stars with 33. 10th place was Spike's Chimney with 32. 11th place was Avon Valley Lanes with 27. And Oakland Park rounds up the right side with 15 points in the 12th seed. So
Wow.
those were your standings at the end of it all before playoffs.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I don't think I was talking to a few people because thankfully I wasn't in the last match because it didn't matter what we were doing. We were stuck in the 3 seed. We weren't going up, we weren't going down, nothing was happening. But it was crazy because from lanes 1 to 24, there was probably 8 matches that actually mattered. Like 8, 9 matches. There was one match bowling head to head for the bye, Lucky Strike and Lucky Strike and Academy, and then New England Flooring and CPL were bowling at each other for the playoff spot. If New England had taken 8 from CPL, they would have knocked them out of the playoffs. And then over the other side, there was still 4 teams or 3 teams fighting for the bye, and then 2 teams or 4 or 5 teams were fighting for playoff spots. So there was like 6, 8 matches or whatever that all mattered. And I don't think I've ever seen that. There's usually like, oh, if this team gets 2 points, they're in the playoffs. And like this match is going for a bye. And then this match is going for a bye. And then these matches don't really matter. It's just for seeding. But this was all like playoff spots and buys and everything. It was
It
nuts.
knocked out of the playoffs eventually.
Yeah, right. And knocked out of the playoffs. Like you had a team could be 2 strings and then they needed 2 points or they were out of the playoffs. Like it was just a crazy fight. Like, and Josh Daly just posted that Maria's missed the playoffs for the first time in 37 years. Well,
Sorry.
well, not Maria's, but Craig.
Yeah.
Craig himself. But still. And
Okay.
they going into the last match, if they had taken 8, they could have knocked out like 3 teams. So it was just a crazy last match for the whole tournament. Was implications everywhere.
I think Maria's ended up being a little short on arms, from what it sounded like, just from some injuries, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Guys weren't able to bowl, and then a couple guys didn't go, or at least one guy didn't go, so they were just riding the same guys out. They got a little tired, a little burnt out. That happened with a few teams. You're right about all the races and all the matches. Man, imagine adding that relegation rule, and that would have been cool. Huh? Another 2 matches, 3 matches would have mattered. But they didn't talk about that, so we're not going to talk about that either. Yeah, right?
Oh, man.
Different day. But hey, I will say
we could talk about it next time.
Yeah, next time.
Or like a couple
we're
episodes from now, whatever.
A little pre-show talk that we were talking about before we went on the air was some of the scoring mistakes that happened, the manual errors, in just looking at it now and seeing Fenway miss the bye by 1. And I mean, they still made the finals, right? So
yeah,
you could say it didn't matter, but they had a scoring mistake in their second game when they wrote the totals down wrong on their sheet, and they thought they were going to take 6 points, and then when they looked up, they realized that they made a mistake and they only took 4, and they ended up missing the bye by 1. So that's right in the last day. They good on them for not mentally shutting down. I mean, I know guys who would be like just devastated they didn't get the 1 seed, and then their playoff match would be out the window. So they did well to rebound and take care of Abel in the afternoon. And then the CPL, come on, my guys, they bowled so good. Look at their pinfall. If you put their pinfall up, I was looking at it earlier, and I ranked all the teams. CPL was, I think, 13th in pinfall. but I'm telling you, the chemistry matters, and it matters in close matches and being loud, and you even be obnoxious if you want. It doesn't matter. Other teams, it bothers other teams, especially nowadays. Teams aren't as loud as they used to be, but so that you can win matches like that. You can earn, and then they earn their spot in the playoffs with, the 13th highest pinfall, and they ended up finishing fourth in their division. That's just a testament to how good of a team that they are, and team actually matters in this tournament, not just individual bowlers.
I have to slightly disagree with you because there are definitely loud teams in that tournament, especially in big matches and everything. Like everybody was loud. You could hear it from lanes 1 to 24. You could hear everybody hooping and hollering when somebody got a big spare or big marks.
The Marias and Birchall Sidings match that it came down to the last box, and Freddie came up and threw a triple to win by like 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
crazy.
Wow. That's good to hear. You love it being loud. That changes everything. It's just the greatest atmosphere. Your match, the right side was kind of boring. Like the way that the Academy Exeter thing was insane. I mean, looking up at the standings all week and seeing Academy having lost like 2 points. I forget, at one point it was like 56-2 or whatever they were.
Yeah,
we were the 2 points.
You were the two. You were the
Fuck
two.
Yeah.
You were the two.
Again, didn't matter.
They were 70-2, I believe, going into one of the days.
What's that?
They were
going into Friday.
70-2, and they don't win the bye. Insane. But this year it didn't seem to matter because both 2 seeds made it to the finals. So, but that was just a crazy race to see that happen on one side. And then you were locked in at third pretty much since day one. I felt like you guys were just there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I guess, fourth and fifth was close. But then after that, I think Abel and CPL might have had it locked up. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a little earlier in the day on Friday. But the most impressive thing to me is that a team full of guys who really don't bowl Candlepin came into this tournament and ended up making the playoffs. And they had to face Academy, I think, in the first round, right? And Academy kind of went off on them. Yeah. But you guys said I didn't get to meet a lot of them. I know 3 or 4 of them, but the other guys I don't know. You said they were awesome guys. Looked like they were having fun. Definitely looked like they were having fun when I was watching. And just how cool. Just they don't bowl Candlepin, but they come to our world tournament and dominate.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. I talked to a lot of them because I did 5-pin for a few years, and I met a lot of them beforehand. So I talked to them when they were there practicing Thursday night or Friday night or Saturday night. I can't remember when they were there. They were there. Oh no, it was Sunday afternoon. They were there practicing, and they were just like, "Yeah, this is something that I've wanted to do." And one guy came up to me and he says, "I know you." I said, "You do?" He said, "Yeah, I watch you on YouTube." And I went, "Well, that's pretty crazy." He goes, "Honestly, I sit at home and all I do is watch Candlepin bowling and stuff like that because is like this stuff it's so much more fun and it's so much like you guys do team stuff that's so much more like everything." And he goes, "I'm so excited to bowl this week because I want to see how it goes."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. They were into it too.
Really
like you know how you can tell by someone's watching. When I was watching them on the stream, like they have veins popping out of their heads. They were ready to effing go. And anytime I could watch them on stream, I would watch them because it was just it was a treat to watch. And like you said, they all have to spin the ball a little differently, right? When they bowl 5-pin because they don't want to punch through that head pin.
Right.
So it works. Like newsflash, all Candlepin bowlers, if you can do that spin, do it because it's a phenomenal way to get extra pinfall and add to your average.
And they're so accurate.
Yeah.
They're always around the front stick.
Yeah, because that's what they need to do, right? That if you go down the side, it's not beneficial because the points on their pins are less because it's 5 points, 5 pins, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, for the head pin, 3 for the 2 side pins, and only 2 for the corner pins.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go down there, it's not good, it's not great. So you want to be in the middle every time, And yeah, they throw that spin because they want the ball to carry through the other pins on the other, like whichever side you go on the head pin, you want the ball to carry the other way. So you have to hit it a different direction. So
Good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's interesting. But
All
yeah,
right.
good on them for sure.
Scratch games between both divisions. High game on the left was Tyler Reese with a 182. I don't know if we got anywhere close to that in our predictions.
I don't remember.
That's pretty impressive. It might be his first Worlds.
I think
I'm not
it
sure if
is.
he's been there before.
I think I said 181, but I don't remember.
And then the series on the left was Mark Webber with a 451.
Oh, we were all around that. We were sniffing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his new high 3, by the way.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
And then
He's
on
awesome.
the right side, we had Peter Crawford with a 173 and Joey Lister with a 439.
That's what he averaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what he averaged. The dude was unreal. Every time he hit the head pin, it was splash, splash, splash. Rarely missed a spare shot. It was
Can't find averages for whatever reason.
fun to watch. Oh, should be
They
right
had-
on that sheet.
Like for most of the week when I looked up, they had 3 guys at 130. Like it was like Nick and Joey were like 131, 133, and then Jeff was around 130.
Jimbo.
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. Jimbo. Yeah, Jimbo. But I think Leach was right there with him too, like high 120s.
Spiller or Weber. Weber was 126 on the other side. He got the high average there. And Joey technically had the high average at 131, but he didn't have enough strings to claim the high average.
By one
yeah.
game.
Jimbo was 129. Nick Leach was 126.
The bottom of the last page?
Yeah, well, it should be the last like 4 pages.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys already named him. Tyler
Yeah.
O'Brien. Sportsmanship and respect for the 5-pin team shouldn't go unnoticed. We crowd gave them a standing ovation at the end while they did team pictures.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's good stuff.
Yeah. They did
I'm not
after they
surprised
lost.
one of my CPL guys giving standing ovations. CPL's full of class.
It was
Hey, guys.
it was the whole bowling alley, and it was not started with CPL. It was started with Academy, who was clapping. So after they smoked them by about 200 pins.
Anybody want to go over playoffs? And the
I-
eventual winners?
Playoffs.
The playoffs.
You know, my gripe here is where are the playoff results? Like, where are the individual scores, the team scores?
Yeah,
it's like it's almost like once the playoffs start happening, they're just like, all right, we're done everything. We don't have to do shit anymore.
Well,
Not gonna post.
they posted, but I mean, I'm looking at Fairlanes right now. The only thing that they did was like A+ over CPL.
That's it.
Ca-
That's it.
Academy Lanes over Canada 5.
Listen,
so
like
on and
the
so
pool
forth.
play stuff is good. It's good to see all these averages, but I want to know who's doing it in crunch time. I want to know who's really performing in the finals. I know Aaron Fontaine had a 439 in the semis or something like that. I think Daly had a 412 in the finals. I'm not sure. I'm sure there was others, Calvin. You probably know over in your match, but we want to see that stuff. Like you want to know who did well in the Super Bowl, right? Not who did well in Week 14.
Yeah, I think Dave Barber collected all of those. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, no, for sure. Somebody probably should have taken a picture or done something.
It's on the streams. Like only the
Yeah.
ones that they stream, they put the totals, but there's only one match. But
Yeah.
otherwise, still good, still good. But tell us about them because I wasn't there.
I see right here. Oh, Jesus. So in the opening round, I believe we had Fenway Academy going up against Able. A+ versus CPL, which word has gone around about that one. Kingswood Bulletproof versus Outlaw Rides, and Canify versus Academy Lanes was your opening round matchups.
Yeah.
And then Fenway. Go ahead.
No, I just say I watched that Fenway Able match. Fenway Bowl pretty good. They were tough. They came out loud. Able was just pretty flat. They just couldn't really get it going at any point, from what I remembered. And I think it was over somewhere in the middle, like the second game. It was just, you could tell it was done.
You won your match by what, 3, Calvin?
Yeah, we won our match by 3. Came down to the last box. It was 1 pin going into the last box for the total. Definitely one of the craziest matches I've ever been a part of. We came out firing. We had them by about 60, 64 pins or something like that after the first string. And then we were only up 18 after the second string. And then with 6 boxes left in the third string, we were down 60. And then we just started chipping away, crawling back, and going into the last 2 bowlers, it was 2 pins for us. So it was, and I think that was definitely, aside from one, I think that was the only match that was within like 50 or 60 pins.
Yeah.
I don't think any other
no,
match
A plus and CPL. I think
Right.
CPL ended up losing by 10, right, or something like that.
Right, except for that one. That
Yeah.
was the only other one. Other than that, everybody else was with, like, it was 60 plus, 70 plus.
Yeah.
The CPL thought they won.
Yeah.
They did. They thought they won by a pin, and I still don't know the full story. If somebody's in here who's listening who was part of that match, I don't know if there was a 10 pin adding mistake, or CPL had a 10 pin adding mistake themselves, because I believe only Nate on A plus was the one who thought they had lost. Everybody else thought that, or knew that they had won. I'm not sure. I only hear tidbits of here and there of what happened, but yeah, it was CPL thought they won by a pin, but they ended up losing by 9 because there was a 10 pin adding mistake somewhere.
Ugh, hurt my soul to hear that when it happened.
Yeah. So
I wasn't there to see those guys, but from the sounds of it, they were probably pretty crushed, huh?
Yeah.
I would assume so. But
well, they're going to come back and they're going to win the tournament next year. CPL 2026 champs.
I got 100 of your dollars that says that's not a thing.
Academy Lane beat Canada 5. And yeah, A plus beat Central Park. And then the following matches.
Johnny, hold on. Nico wanted to know how you have an adding mistake. Well, I mean, it's all manual. Everything is manual. Everything's handwritten at Moncton.
Yeah, there wasn't automatic scoring this week. It was all done via the overhead projectors.
Yeah, the good old way, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So,
and it happens a lot, actually, believe it or not. You know, we might not even have heard of all of them. Those were just the highly impactful ones.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not getting Saturdays.
Oh.
It went from A plus over CPL to congratulations to Academy Lane. So that's about as much as I got.
Academy beat pants off of us. No, they really didn't. It came down to the third string, and we just couldn't get going. And every time we did, they'd answer back. So I think it ended up being 90 or some pins. Fenway beat A plus.
A plus.
And I think that was by 70 or 80 pins, because
A plus had a run at it going into the third game too. They were rolling.
Yeah, and then I think they end up losing by 70 or 80 pins.
Yeah.
And then
so the only close matches, Calvin, was your match
and A plus and CPL.
Yeah.
and the CPL match, right?
Other than
All
that
everything
Everything else was
else,
like
all the
50
way to the
plus.
finals, I think. Yeah, it was
is
right
like
about
60,
there.
70 pins, yeah. And then Fenway beat Drywall,
Drywall.
and I think they were up I think it was like 78 pins going into the third string, and Academy came out firing against A plus, went 715, or not against A plus, but Lucky went 715 to 636. So Lucky lost the first string by 80 pins with a 630. So that's kind of demoralizing a little.
A little
And
unlucky.
yeah, and they made a little
Good pun.
run back in the third string. No, I got it back. Don't worry. A little unlucky. I got it.
Fucking guys.
I just bypassed it because it wasn't funny. So they ended up making a little comeback, but too little, too late. I think it would end up being 60 or 70 pins by the end of it. So, and then of course everybody saw the finals. Academy walked away with the victory over Fenway, the 5-time losers.
Well, there's lots of talk, after this year about, well, does the 1 seed mean anything? I mean, if you don't come out guns blazing a lot of times as the 1 seed, you usually find yourself in some trouble.
Yeah.
Right, Brian? Because we talked about this, how teams that come off of a win Saturday morning are rolling.
Oh,
And
we
they're
got a
bringing
teammate
momentum. They're
from
bringing momentum, and you go right into the match. There's really not a lot of just sit and wait. I mean, they just go right into it. I mean, Lucky did get a little unlucky with just going up against a brick wall, right? They were the 1 seed. They put up a high score. I forget what it was, but I feel like it was close to 1900. Normally, that's going to win a match, even at Moncton on those pins. They just had a little unfortunate to go up against Academy in that round.
Yeah.
Tyler was
But
on the CPL team, and
what's
here's
that?
the
Oh, yeah.
reasoning. We were informed from the crowd that lead was down to 6. Nate LeBlanc, I believe, had a 9-box, making total to 5. Buffalo picked up clutch mark and filled with 7. Unfortunately, wasn't enough.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo. Oh, Buffalo, Matt Nichols
So the
is funny.
crowd was wrong. Okay.
Crowd was wrong. So
Interesting.
here we go, Calvin, and I think me and you can both agree with this. So, Calvin, did you talk about how the pace was?
Not yet.
Great.
It
So
was
happy.
it was very good. The pace of play was very good. I think the latest we were there was 648, 650,
Yeah.
something like that, which is normal. I find that's normal. You should be at least 15 to 20 minutes between each match. Everybody getting settled, everybody moving their stuff. Like, sure. And then everybody getting settled. So yeah. The only thing that really bothered me through the pace of play is singles, everybody waiting for everybody to finish before we started your next string. I get it that, yeah, eventually you're just going to start waiting. But if the first 5 lanes are done, or the first like 7 lanes, those 15 to 21 bowlers can finish their bowling and get out of there. It's not that difficult. But other than that, the pace of play was very good. A few breakdowns, which was great. There was only a couple. There was a couple times where teams had to go to the other side of the bowling alley to finish their match or start their match or everything like that. But other than that, it was good.
You know what I attribute some of that to, which I noticed when I was watching from home, my comfortable warm seat, was the buttons are in a very favorable position at Moncton, and you can press the button by like barely even having to walk out of your stride coming back. And I noticed everybody was pressing each other's buttons. So like at Academy or some other places where they're a little tucked down below, it's like you can't be as smooth coming back from delivering the ball, hitting your button, and then walking back. So a lot of times people would come back and then walk back up to press their button. And you can't press each other's button on a place like that because you can't reach over and actually physically touch it so far down. So I did notice that a ton. That had to help, right? That had to help.
Let's see. This
I saw
one.
Johnny. Before you go, I saw Chris Olet. Man, he's one of my favorite. He didn't care like who was bowling. If he's done his box, he turned around, he pressed that button. He was just
Yeah.
automatic.
Yep.
He throws the ball, he'd be done. He pressed the button, but it didn't bother anybody. Didn't matter even
Hasn't
if the guy
changed.
next to him was in the middle of throwing his ball as he did it. It didn't bother anybody. So it is. You are able to do it.
Especially in singles too. Like you're not really waiting for the guy next to you. I understand you want to keep pace of play if it's like a teams event or anything like that. You wait for your opponent or the guy next to you to finish before you hit the button. In singles, if you throw a strike or a spare, just hit the button and just go to your next box. That's
Because
what I do.
the
At least.
second you're worrying about the person next to you and when you're timing the button and everything, like your focus isn't even on your own game now.
Exactly.
You know, like you're actually sitting worried about timing up when you press your button.
So, fun fact from Nico, I heard that this is the first time since 2011 that an American team won on Canadian soil.
Correct.
Who was that in 11?
It would have been the
USA?
yeah, Team USA or USA East.
USA East.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then 13 was McLaughlin, 15, 17, 19 was us. 23 was A+. Yep, first time since 2011. Can't believe it.
So Cabby Lanes is your two-time defending back-to-back world champions. Anything else pertain to the worlds that you wanted to bring up, Calvin, or anything like that happened? I can't remember anything else that comes to mind.
I will say that Academy Lanes is now looking to be, the next McLaughlin TNT type of dynasty. I mean, they have 3 out of 4 now.
Yeah.
And barring big changes, I easily see another 3, 4, 5 coming.
They're going to be hard. They're hard to beat, that's for sure. No, I don't think so.
Everything ran smoothly. Couple breakdowns. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean,
very, very well done by the Fairlane staff. Anytime there was a breakdown, it was, like I said, there was one breakdown, lane 17, that didn't end up getting fixed. But aside from that, it was very good. The staff was good. The food truck that they have every year is good. Yeah, it was well done. It was good. Didn't have many complaints. Told one guy to not bang the ball rack, but he knows. I told him. Other than that, no, it was good. Yeah, good week.
I will say, just regarding the finals, the Fenway now 3 years in a row, right? And I come from Fenway. I was on Fenway. We lost to Calvin multiple times. It's not fun losing in the finals. I'm pretty sure those guys aren't happy with just getting there anymore, right? So, but looking at strings bowled, I'm looking at Fenway's roster. 3 guys were over 30 during the week, and they were awesome, right? So you can see, like, yeah, I mean, sure, why take them out? But I think we've even heard from them and seen some posts that there was some tired arms in that match come the finals. And the score that Academy put up, I mean, they put up all great scores, but I think that was their lowest in the playoffs, was in the finals, right? Just a little over 1,800. It was a beatable score. And if Fenway's ever going to look back at one of the ones, and I know they were within one ball from winning one, but this was attainable. I think that this was attainable, but I think it's a little bit of a lesson that you do need to cycle in your guys, and you need to use your team, especially when you have capable guys. And you can't just stick with what's winning, because if you're going to win the whole week, then you're never going to change the lineup. So you got to manage the lineup. You got to manage your roster to be fresh for all the way through. And that's just to me, that's a lot of strings to see 3 guys bowl. I knew Chris didn't sit, but I didn't know Joey only sat one match and Timmy only sat one string. And I forget what their
that's
total
a lot
was
of
in the
strings
finals.
to ask for. Yeah.
Well, right, and they didn't get the bye, so then they all bowled the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
They bowled,
you're looking at almost 50 games, roughly.
Yeah, and then we know they're tired. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? So it's just one of those things. That's why I like to say, just bowl your roster. Go with the guys that you want to bowl with. Don't bring people along to just kind of have them hang around. Some really capable bowlers there. There's some other teams that did the same thing. You're going to see guys retired at the end.
Yeah.
So it's all just from a high level view. Fenway, probably more than half of their matches that week scored higher than what Academy bowled in the finals. So they were right there. Still a great week. I mean, getting in the finals 3 years in a row is crazy hard to do. Anyways, I mean, that's a great feat.
The only thing that was noteworthy, Justin Waters got hurt Friday afternoon, and we thought that could have been disaster for Academy. But then again, you go with what Max said. Roster's deep. They can throw anybody in there at any given time.
Yep.
Still be able to perform. I think that's it for the men's worlds. I know we got the Can-Am's women's that just wrapped up over the weekend as well. Calvin, you said you had all those stats ready
Yeah.
to go.
Just let me take a drink so I can.
As many drinks as you need.
What was this? Wasn't this the women's internationals or the women's worlds?
Well, they call it the Ladies Can-Am Championships.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yes, that's what they do. They call
I have
it.
a couple clips to share too at the end of the show. Nico sent over a few video clips for us to watch.
Sure.
So
For the 782nd thousandth time, team meeting is your Ladies Can-Am Championship winner. Team consisting of your high average, which was Jill Wood, who hasn't bowled in like a year and a half and came off the street and decided to run the tournament again. 117. Melissa Sinton was 116. Shannon Scribner averaged 108. Tasha Murray, Amanda Carroll, Brooke Anton Betteridge, and I think there's one more that I'm missing, but I can't recall. But anyways, those ladies were the winners. Riverwalk Boutwells combination was second place, only 2 points behind. Team meeting only lost one string the entire weekend. I don't know who it was to, but they lost one string. Riverwalk Boutwells was 30-4. Exeter Lanes was 28-6. Fourth place was Laura and Trudy's girls at 26-8. And there was a tie for fifth. Hanwell Health and Wellness and She Unit at 22-12. But yes, Jill Wood was the high average. Melissa Sinton, Glennis McKinley was third at 112. Sharon Britton was fourth at 112. And then Cindy Harridan, 110. So those were the top 5 averages for the women.
Where's that? Where can I find that? Where's that posted?
I don't know that it's posted anywhere.
I thought I saw it.
So how did you get them?
I got it from somebody who was there.
It was posted. I saw it on the chat.
Oh, it might have been. I'm not entirely sure though. Might have been somewhere, but yeah, I got somebody took a picture for me. She probably wanted me to talk about her, but so.
Did any of the Stoyles family bowl in that one?
No, they don't bowl anymore.
None of them. Not even Tanya.
No, Tanya Ritchie doesn't bowl, and neither does Kelly Stoyles. No, nobody.
Kelly was on a comeback trail for a little bit. At least I thought she was.
Yeah, and then I don't know, hit a brick wall, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you got to shout out to the streamers. They killed it, just bringing the coverage home and to all the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
I think at one point I was watching one of the streams and there was like 490 people, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but from a lot of the other videos that we see over the years, there's 10, 12, 15 people, so that's a lot. And I mean, the energy that they brought all day, every day. Duncan, fantastic. Paul was great. Greg was awesome. There was a Canadian young kid. Was that something Boudreau? All I could think of was John Boudreau every time he was. Aiden Boudreau. He had some energy. It was just great. I just think it's great. I think it's only going to get better, from here on out. And we're pumped to have the coverage. I know everyone loves it that can't make it to the tournament.
For sure.
Any other outlying topics that we want to talk about before we get into like video clips and all that stuff? Anything you guys want to bring up that's relevant to the game?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think anything this episode here. We got some things in the works that we'll talk about in the coming months. But yeah, no, let's go on to some of these clips. I'm excited to see what it looks like when you show some clips.
All right. Let's see here. Now, these were links sent to me. They weren't actually like the actual clip pulled. So we're basically going into a couple pages and Facebook and YouTube pages. So some of them might not be the greatest of quality. Ideally, if you guys can, just block them. Don't send me the link. Just send me the actual clip itself. And then it will be a lot easier for me just to plug in here and then just hit a button. But these are going to be links. So we'll start with this one right here. I think this one's going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah,
you
this
guys
one.
saw this.
This one was fun.
Let me just make sure that it's showing on stream. Since we're on a delay. If you guys are watching on YouTube, just make sure you hit that like button on the bottom there. It'll help with the algorithm as well. Don't forget to mention that. All right. So this, bring it back here. This was Jimbo's attempt at a 5-7. I think it's a 5-7.
The table and went undefeated in the one string round robin. 23-0.
Whoa. Nico, lane 15. That was incredible. The pin tilted over, went down, and stood back up for Jeff Surratt. That 10 pin is not, or that 7 pin is not the 7. Oh, Justin Waters threw a hammer.
Yeah,
that's cool too.
I was going to.
So
For Jeff Surratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait. So can I go back here?
Yeah. So he had the check mark,
Yeah.
the 6 pin.
So
Sorry, the 4 pin, the 4 pin flipped over, took the 7 pin out, rolled off the wall, and stood right back up.
It stood back up.
now I'm looking here. It looks like half that pin is in the flat part of the gutter.
Almost.
Almost. I
think
can't
it-
tell with this because it's blurry as hell. So
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
It
yeah.
has to be. It has to be more. At least half, right? At least half. I thought maybe it has to be more than half.
I always thought it was more than half.
Yeah, I think the rule says more than half.
The table and went undefeated
Have
in
to watch it again.
the one string round robin. 23-0.
That's crazy.
That's
Whoa.
crazy.
Yeah.
Nico, lane 15. That was incredible. The pin tilted over, went down, and stood back up for Jeff Surratt. That 10 pin is not, or that 7 pin is not the 7. Oh, Justin Waters threw a hammer. That's cool too.
I was going to say, it's all right.
Oh, Justin
I was going
Waters
to no
threw a
sell
hammer.
it too. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, normal things. But more importantly,
yeah, that was pretty crazy. All right. So that whoops. All right, the next one that was sent to me was this was a 164 string by Justin Waters.
Bring over for the strike. That took its sweet time, but Jean-Bernard worth the wait. And team A 6, 7, 8, and 10. On the outside, and he's pushed it through brilliantly.
558. They'll get at least 6 points. A 133 for Brian Fuller Jr. up to 151 first from Maria Subs. For Birchell Siding.
For anybody that didn't watch any of the
Travis
Worlds
Stoffmeyer,
last week,
161
this was
first.
basically
Solid
the coverage that
122nd.
we
He's
got
at
throughout the
288
course of the
through 2.
week.
Josh George, 138 second.
Are we just watching the
263
full
through
10
two.
boxes?
Amazing.
I guess so.
Able to evolve that 5 marks.
I mean, we don't
is a
have
stellar
to.
string.
No, it's all right.
I wonder if we
mean,
might have
he
another
broke-
losing
Waters was
200 at this rate.
164.
If Waters has anything
only
to
3
say about
minutes
it,
long,
perhaps
so.
strike on spare. And a head pin hit here, Waters. Like there.
I'm sure there are other
Let's see
clips
where
that
he
will
shoots it.
pull. These
Into
are
the
just
wood.
the
That's
3
good.
that I got.
He has the same delivery and the same
Say
finish
what you will,
every
he
time.
played the wood, but it's perfect. And Justin Waters.
There's
on the
no
front 4
variance. When he
marks
delivers the
still
ball and
should
lets
be
it go, there is no
1,
variance
2,
in his
4,
delivery.
6, 8, and 10. Waters on a 4-mark chain of his own. 9 and 10. Let's see. Do we want to try to go for the junction? Goes into the cap. It's spinning. And
Would you have gone there for that shot?
Sorry, I was reading the comments. What? Play that back. I didn't even see that one.
Sorry. Okay. So it's the 910
Yeah.
with a whole
Yeah.
bunch of wood right there. Where would you go and you play the shot?
You probably got 2 options. You could probably be like where, in between the 9 and the 10, like shooting for that hole almost. Or you could ride the wood on the left there, probably low, somewhere low in the V. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would have gone at the 10 pin.
Like 10 pin? I think
Add
it'd be
the 10 pin?
Yeah, my ball snaps back, so it would turned it.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty flat on the 10 pin. I don't think I ever would have went there.
Yeah.
So why you guys
That's
are better than me?
you want to try to go for the junction? Goes into the cap. It's spinning and winning.
We're a little slower.
Justin Waters a mark perfect half. Reasonably say the wood is not his friend. And Waters on a spare. Well, I think the 5-10's got a chance for be an anticlimax. Suddenly turning into one.
Greg's like our old school,
Neither marks.
like 1950s baseball announcer
And
guy.
it's 9 apiece. He knows.
Might be Al
I mean,
Michael.
you just can't
He's
help but
gr-
have
he's
a
great.
sense
His
of humor.
voice
It's like,
is,
what are we going to do?
Waters
Tailor-made
only
for
5. Boo.
On the other hand, would work.
Justin Waters is pretty good at getting 10s here. Even better at getting marks.
Or this bundle of 5 could take it, but the 3-pin
Oh,
Hey, now.
eventually falls the right way. Drop
That's D.
for Bernard. Waters splashes into the 3. Here comes the wood. And the head pin wilts, and that's going to be a pretty nice
That's
target to
another
aim with the
example of
backwood.
the,
Nice
of the
shot.
sidewalls where the wood just came shooting up towards the head pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean-
the example of how Academy keeps winning. They get all the extra pins.
Yeah, I don't think it was just them.
Not for nothing, Sean Bernard had a pretty good string this one too.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a
Yeah.
perfect lineup right there for that shot.
Sean Bernard, 29
6
over, and
marks.
he's going to get smoked.
And the wood, no,
Oh,
you
wow.
can't play it there. It's got to go on the.
And Sean Bernard
There's
has
the
actually
400th pin
been
for Justin Waters.
around longer
Bernard
than I thought he would.
to cap off at least a 140 string.
Good to see him still in there.
It was on back. That was an interesting spinning piece of wood to take it out. Waters the 1-8-10 in
140
response, and
And he
it'll be
loses by 20.
extremely interesting to see.
Left the pin standing. 6th.
7
Suck.
fill. Sean Bernard 142. Waters the fill is 8. 164.
I love how he says that now too. At the first, I would cringe when he would say 164. Now I think it's great.
Doing dart style.
It is for a total of 429 pins.
Oh, my goodness. This Green Bay Philadelphia game is 0-0 at the half.
Wow.
And the only thing that can make that exciting is like a Manning cast. Which
Could
we
be
need.
good.
We got to do that. Like Johnny, we got to pick some shows. We got to send some shows around. We all agree on something and just play it like we were just doing, and we just talk about it.
Well, I mean,
Just shoot the
that's
shit.
the idea, yeah. That is the idea when we have slow weeks. We should actually put like a poll or like a vote. Like if we know that there's not going to be any big tournaments coming up in the next couple weeks, we should do something like, what match from 1989 do you want to watch during Ripping the Rack? Shit like
absolutely.
that. Then have the people
Absolutely,
pick
because
what they want to watch.
maybe maybe something came up in that match that sticks out to him. They're like, hey, I want you guys to talk about what happened in this box or how you played this shot or whatever. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Oh, there's a question. How do
Yes.
you score a pin that stands back up like that?
It is down.
Standing deadwood.
Now that pin though, it came off the wall in a standing position and then continued to stand. So how do you say, I mean, I understand what you're saying. A down pin is down, but how do you call that in the moment and prove to anybody that pin was down? Like, how do you say it if you're in the match and to say, hey, that pin counts?
Well, because I think it went down, spun back up. I don't think it went off the wall standing up. It went down and then spun back up.
You think so, but what happens in real time in that match?
Yeah. I mean, I assume they seen it, but
So what do you think he called it? Or what do you get for the box? Do we know?
I have no idea.
No clue.
No. I don't know
And
either.
then we have one more. I think this is the one. Yep.
While he's bringing that up, just an FYI to everybody who attends the 560 tournament, the 560 averages have been posted, so you can look and start making your teams. He also posted requesting all the captains to respond to the post if you're bringing your team back. So anybody who's on here listening, 560 situation has been posted.
That's the
Right.
Fairlanes the Super Bowl 560?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
And this last one here. Oh, this is the Matty Bum trick shot.
Matty Bum trick shot. Yeah.
Yes.
Did he throw it behind the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, especially with his ball
During
breaking
the-
nicely. As Matt Harnett and Chris Merrill, all jokes up there now, as these guys all good friends.
He does that all the
And Matt
time with that
Harnett,
shot.
a little too late, but A+, very thrilled with that finished ball from Matt Harnett.
Oh, it would always feel good to finish on the strike, even though if you know you're being eliminated and heading back
They
home.
didn't even see it.
Nova
did they?
Scotia.
They didn't
Oh,
even see it. No,
I
they
don't think
had
they
no
saw it.
idea.
I think they were watching their stream. I don't think they were watching.
See Merrill throwing it in his
what he
face.
did.
They just said how happy
he's
that
got a
his
chance.
team
Oh
was
Oh my
on his
gosh,
last ball.
it almost goes. It's an 8
Yeah.
fill for Merrill. 120 now.
I think he does it again.
And
Oh yeah, he
fast
does
bowler
it. He does it
is,
the whole
so
last
spare
box. Too.
in that 10th box.
He can get to 140 with a hammer.
He can get to 140 with a hammer. Both bowlers on marks.
You should
That
get
neither of them
you should get
mattering.
20 pins for throwing a strike like that.
Fenway Academy already
should.
taking the 3-string total.
They'll be facing drywall concepts here on this stream. We're
Oh,
gonna
and a banana ball. A banana ball trick play by Matt Harnett. Threw it behind his back, caught it in his motion, and then bowled with it.
I like that banana
We
ball.
want Matt
reference.
Harnett to go in between the
Yeah.
legs here.
4 fill for Merrill, 134. Matt Harnett.
That's
No,
good.
he's gonna throw a regular one.
He's just going to throw a regular one.
And goes
he
spare.
finishes with the spare on the diamond.
So the official scores here: a 614 to 610 win in the string for A+. However, an 1806, 1740.
It's amazing how easy he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
Well,
done that 100
So
times.
little, so it's easier because you don't have very much height to throw the ball. Yeah.
Very enjoyable to hear your comments on clips. I appreciate it. First
Yeah.
week getting into this, so we're gonna try and incorporate as many clips as we can. I know there's probably like another 5 or 6. We could probably play them next episode as well. Probably save them, gather them up a little bit, but all in all, I mean, I definitely want to incorporate more clips like that throughout the course of the show. Like we just did the 9-10 that Waters had, or where would you play the shot? Like we just kind of introduced that a little bit. So
Yeah.
trying to add different elements to the show.
We
Yeah,
can
keep
start
sending-
another
keep sending
segment.
those.
Is it good?
Was that?
We can start another segment. Is it good?
Is
is
it
it-
good?
Yeah.
That's
All
funny.
right. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. I'm sure there's stuff coming down the pipeline tournament wise. I know, Calvin, you just mentioned the 560 up there at the Fairlanes. Didn't get any other info on tournaments just yet. I think a Pro Series event is coming up very quick, as well as an Outrun the Bear post as well, from what I heard Candlepin chat today. So there'll be a couple more tournaments coming down the pipeline.
I heard several people dropped out of the Outrun the Bear due to world's tiredness.
Is that what it is?
A week later, get out of here. Let's go.
Did you actually get to schedule your ACST match with Southall yet?
No, that one kind of got jumped. I think he has to go get himself checked out or something like that. So I'm moving on to week 6 against Dimitri Delis.
Hot hand right now.
Did you say it? Deis? I don't know. Forget.
I think it's Dallas.
But yeah, he was up at the Worlds, right? First one for him.
Yeah. Hatcheman, I think he was on.
Yeah.
Did pretty well for himself.
Yep.
He's actually had a pretty good year so far.
And you come back hungry, right? You go to the Worlds that first couple times, you come back, you're hungry, you want to bowl, you're like, let's go. Just want to keep it going.
Pro Series is at Bayberry, yes. I believe it's a singles.
Right. I think I signed up for that one.
Yeah, that's
Calvin, you coming down for that?
I wish.
Now, here's probably going to be a question for another day, and I'm sure we'll touch on this topic as the time gets close. What are we going to do about Easter?
Yeah.
I heard some chitter chatter that it may be at a different house, still hosted by Lexi. But I don't know how.
Easter?
Still on Easter. Still hosted by her so that it can still be kind of the Easter classic, but at a different house for the time.
How many lanes?
I don't know where it's going to be hosted, so I'm not entirely sure. But I assume Boutwell's Academy, any place that has big amount of lanes.
I'm a backer of make it Easter weekend. I know it's different. I know it's going to be a change, but make it Easter weekend. You can have multiple shifts, people that don't want to bowl on Easter itself. And how many bowling alleys would be big enough to host it and keep it the same size anyways?
So a 20 stringer shift on Saturday and 20 strings on Sundays, what you're saying?
Yep. Yeah, and I don't think it's that
important
to be there on the spot. Like, you don't have to be there. I mean, if you bowl well Saturday and you're up in the running, my guess is you're going to be back there Sunday night watching anyways. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's one way to get more people to do it, if that's the goal. I don't know if it is, but
yeah.
Sure, we'll find that out. I mean, that comment kind of came to my head, and as somebody was talking about it up at Worlds last week, and I'm like, oh, maybe we'll mention something. Maybe somebody in chat will have more information on Easter. I know it's months away, but it's definitely one of the bigger tournaments that we have throughout the course of the year. So, sure, we'll talk about it more.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
How would they do it with 3 different rooms and they are a family type?
You're talking about Academy? I don't think they would.
Yeah, they couldn't do all 3 rooms. It'd have to be the middle room. Because those literally 3 different conditions on 3 different apps. About 3 different sets, I should say. What's the day of the Pro Series event? 22nd, I believe. And we also have Lakeside coming up, Thanksgiving doubles. Sure, we'll be getting more info on that as well. Other than that, I haven't heard from Paul Grant because I think 3 other tournaments are not coming till 2026, so we have time for his stuff. Yeah, we're good. Maybe we can rev up the show.
Yeah.
Mac, I know you're working on something. You teased it last episode. We weren't ready to talk about it this episode. We'll save some for the next episode. for you to talk about. I think it's the ICBA and the youth tournament.
Yeah, I think the old version of me would have just spouted out with what I heard, but I think it's where people do listen to this show. If it's going to be I don't want to say it's a big story, but at least it's a story as to why things are the way they are, and I'd like to get both sides before we come and discuss it. I think that's only fair to everyone involved, and at least attempt that. And if it can't get that to happen, then we'll just kind of come out with what we've heard and just discuss it.
Sounds good. So the next episode of Ripping the Rack will be slated for Monday the 24th, 2 weeks from now.
Thanksgiving week.
Still on the bye-week schedule. So
Yippee-ki-yay.
November 24th is the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. And for all of us here on Ripping the Rack, we appreciate all you guys watching as always. Again, make sure you hit that like button on the bottom on the YouTube. Definitely helps with the algorithm, gets this video out there to more people, and at the same time helps the game of Candlepin Bowling grow even more, even if it's just a show. You can watch the episodes here on the original Ripping the Rack, or I also have it streamed on the backup account as well. Whichever account you prefer, both episodes will be there. Check it out as your leisure. I heard a lot of you guys watch it the next day, which again, greatly appreciate you as always. Other than that, for myself, John Starner, Mike McIntosh, aka Max Schefter, our undercover journalist over here for the game of Candlepin Bowling now. The King of the North, Calvin Locke, and the Coastal Crusader, Brian Athern. We will see you guys on the 24th of November for another episode of Ripping the Rack podcast. As always, folks, sayonara. As always, stay safe, stay classy. See you on the next one. Take care, folks.